everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a fantastic hair mask. So there are lots of recipes for hair masks, but the one that I'm going to show you today is one that is really good for people with dry, thirsty hair which needs a lot of moisture and nourishment, and also people with hair that is slightly damaged. I'm not aiming at people with severely damaged hair that needs something else entirely different, and we'll talk about that further down the line if you continue to watch my channel. And therefore, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button and also click the bell icon so that whenever I have a new video on the channel, you'll be notified. Also, give the video a thumbs up as you're watching. So what we actually making today is a butter hair mask, and by butter I mean literally the butter that we use when we're eating. So when we're in our baking, we put on our toast, bread, sandwiches, etc. That is the butter that we're going to use. So I'm not talking about margarine. I know some people may refer to margarine as butter. Margarine is just a blend of oils, and unfortunately it has salt in it, which is why you can't use it. The reason we need unsalted butter is because salt will draw moisture out of the hair, which is the complete opposite of what we want. So I know some of you may be wondering, what on earth is Samantha talking about using butter on the hair? But trust me guys, I'm not inventing anything new. This is something, you know, that's been used for a long time by people from different parts of the world. So Ethiopians are well known to use butter on their hair, and they have healthy, long, luscious, thick hair, and they attribute that partly to using butter on their hair. They tend to use fresh butter, which I'll show you how to make in another video, but today we're just using the shop-bought ready-made butter. So butter's got lots of fatty acids which act as antioxidants, and they also help just to keep the scalp healthy, and also you know, basically the fatty acids and the oils in the butter will help to soften the hair, so it'll make the hair nice and soft and more manageable. Butter also has vitamin D, vitamin E, which we know are good for the skin and also for the hair. So butter really does have lots of benefits. The next ingredient is my extra virgin olive oil. My hair loves olive oil, so I use it quite a lot in my DIYs, as some of you will have noticed. And olive oil has got lots of minerals, vitamins, etc., which are good. And the other thing about olive oil is that it is a penetrating oil, so it'll help to nourish the scalp and the hair from within. So it'll help to penetrate into the hair shaft and into the scalp and nourish it that way. If your hair doesn't like olive oil, or you don't have olive oil, then you can use other good penetrating oils, and good options include coconut oil if your hair likes it, almond oil, grapeseed oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, argan oil. There's so many options. So don't worry if you don't have olive oil or you can't use olive oil. You've got lots of really good options. The next ingredient is castor oil, and I'm using this extra dark Jamaican black castor oil, but you can use any, it doesn't have to be this one. Even the clear castor oil will be fine. Castor oil, the good thing about that is that it's got fatty acids, which are the antioxidants I mentioned earlier. And the antioxidants, they help to protect the scalp and the hair from damage from free radicals. So they're really good for that purpose. But you know, the castor oil also helps to keep the hair and the scalp healthy, and it's really good for dry, itchy, flaky skin, and therefore it'll help to treat dandruff if you've got problems with dandruff. So yeah, castor oil is a staple in lots of you know, hair products, particularly in the natural community. The next ingredient is honey, and I'm just using clear honey because it'll be easy to use. Honey acts as a humectant, and what that means is that it will draw moisture into your hair and keep the moisture in your hair. So that's going to help to keep your hair nicely moisturized. The next ingredient is glycerin. So glycerin is also a humectant, but I find that glycerin just makes things a lot silkier, a lot smoother and easier to apply compared to when I add just honey on its own. But if your hair doesn't like glycerin, that's okay. You can just leave it out completely and just use honey instead. So I'm going to show you my basic recipe, and obviously how much you need of the butter, which is the main ingredient, really depends on how much hair you have, how long or thick your hair is, and if you're making for a few people, then you're going to need more. But my hair is in a teeny weeny afro stage, so I don't need a lot of butter. So I'm going to use just 3 tablespoons of this. So I'm just going to portion out the butter, and then I'll put it in the bowl and I'll leave it to soften at room temperature. So I don't want to melt this or anything. And then once it's softened, I will come back and we'll proceed to make the butter hair mask. Okay, so I portioned out the butter and I put that in the bowl, and I've just left it to soften at room temperature, and as you can see, it's now beautifully softened and it's ready to use. So now we're going to proceed to make our beautiful hair mask. Now remember, I put 3 tablespoons of butter in the bowl, and to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my olive oil, and you can use 2 tablespoons of any other oil that you use as a substitute. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of black castor oil. And then 1 tablespoon of glycerin. And then I'm going to whisk all of this together and make it into a nice, smooth, creamy mask. Okay, so we're done. The mask is done, and this is the creamy consistency that I prefer. Obviously, if you want it thicker, you can just add more butter or use less oil. It's entirely up to you. But I find this texture much easier to apply, and it'll be distributed all over the hair and the scalp much easier if it's a nice creamy texture like this one, a pouring texture. So next, I'm going to show you how I use it. So now it's time to apply the mask, and I'm applying it to dry hair because I'm using it as a pre-poo. So a pre-poo is basically a treatment that you do to your hair before you shampoo. So I had my hair in African threading, and I just did that and left the hair in the sections that it was. I don't want to detangle dry hair, so that's why I didn't bother to detangle or even try to detangle it, because it was dry. So with this mask, you want to apply it to the hair and also to the scalp. So you've got a really good, decent amount. So make sure that you're quite generous with your application, because you want every inch of your scalp and every strand on your head to be covered in this beautiful mask. So a pre-poo, there's so many benefits, and I know some people actually like to do pre-poos every time that they wash their hair. So pre-poos can add extra moisture to dry hair, particularly if your hair is very dry, then a pre-poo is a really good idea. And it also promotes softness and makes the hair easier to manage, easier to detangle, and it can also help to make your conditioner more effective. So you may be wondering why I'm talking about adding moisture, why a pre-poo could add extra moisture to your hair. Well, what happens is, even though you're applying it to dry hair, we're going to cover our hair with a plastic cap or a shower cap and leave it on for about an hour. Some people actually leave this mask on for overnight, and that way the heat that's generated inside the cap or the shower plastic bag is going to make you sweat, and that's the moisture that I'm talking about. Now once you've generated that moisture, the humectants which are in the mask, which are honey and glycerin, are going to help then keep all that moisture in your hair, and that's the extra moisture we're talking about, and it'll keep your hair much softer. So once I apply everywhere, including my edges, I work the mask into my hair, and then I will massage it, massage the scalp as well for a few minutes. Scalp massages are great in terms of stimulating blood flow to the scalp and therefore to the hair follicles, and that will help to keep your scalp healthy, and we know healthy hair grows out of a healthy scalp. So once that's done, I'll take a plastic bag, or you can use a shower cap, and then wear a woolly hat and then wait for 1 hour. As I said, some people keep it overnight. So this is what my hair looks like after 1 hour. You'll notice that I actually tied a scarf around the edge there, and that was just to stop the hair mask from dripping onto my face. So you can do that as well. You can actually try and do it as soon as you finish applying the mask. So this is what my hair looks like after keeping the mask on for an hour. My hair feels butter soft. You know, it's a cliche because we used butter, but I'm not exaggerating. The hair feels so soft, and my coils are so well defined. My hair feels really moisturized, and it just feels amazing. My scalp feels so nourished and not irritated at all. It also feels really moisturized. So now all I do is just massage for another few minutes, and then I wash my hair with a shampoo. So when I use the pre-poo, I use a sulfate-free shampoo because I don't want to strip all the goodness that I've just put in there, then because if you do, then all the hard work was for nothing. So I'm going to wash my hair and then just use an instant conditioner, and then this is the result. And as you can see, my hair just looks amazing, looks healthy. It feels beautifully soft, beautifully nourished, and really moisturized. So all I'm going to do now is just moisturize my hair using the LCO method. So I use the LCO method because my hair is low porosity and it prefers that. So I hope you try it, guys. Give it a go. It's so easy to make, as you can see, but it's so effective. And if you do, come back and let me know. So if you've not subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead, hit the red subscribe button, and also give the video a thumbs up and share the video with your friends and family. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.